Nazare, hands down, is the biggest wave in the world. There are no waves that we know of yet to date that are bigger than Nazare. The refraction off the cliff makes it so bumpy. Man, when you're going that fast and you hit a bump, it's like a roadblock. It's just, it's unreal. Ever since I can remember, probably like 11, 12, I always knew I wanted to be a big wave surfer. I thought that was like the most incredible thing. Seeing those giant waves and guys surfing them, I was like, fuck, I want to do that. That's exactly what I want to do. So, you know, fast forward to, we're on the big wave tour now and just hunt for a world title. Conditions aren't ideal, but you know, these are the times when you come in, put the work in, and it pays off when you need it. So. Feeling so good, flexible, strong. I can say now, honestly, I'm more flexible and stronger than I've ever been, so it's a good place to be. Over the last 2 years, back-to-back knee injuries, so that's made things really tough. I wasn't hurt last year, I was injured. There's a difference. And it makes it really, really difficult to perform at the highest level. Your body has to be intact. Trying to compete at this level and having a limb not attached properly makes things even more challenging.
Oh. What do you think's the first thing that's going to be up?
I think it'll be Nazare. Nazare or Jaws. Mavs tends to sit on the back end of the year, so. But you never know, man. The ocean, she's unpredictable. Hell yeah. Ain't it much better than this, huh? Those conditions. Oh my goodness, the conditions look amazing. Excellent call to run the event today. You know, there's still some big waves. It's not absolutely massive for out here, but you need it to be about this size to paddle it for a good event. Turn and burn, biggest wave that comes to me, I'm going for it, 100%. Where my jersey at? I don't know. Hey, you know where the jerseys are? Jerseys. Got it. Come. How are you?
Everything good?
Yeah. Ready to go.
We'll talk after.
We'll talk after.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good luck. Thank you.
It was really cool to see Nazare crack off as the first stop on the Big Wave Tour this year. Nazare in Portugal, hands down, is one of the most incredible places in the world. I love it over there. I feel really comfortable at home. Nazare is the biggest wave in the world. There are no waves that we know of yet to date that are bigger than Nazare. That place is incredible. And that place will be breaking the largest wave records for years and years to come. Andre. Competing in these big wave events, there's a lot of moving parts. It's not only based on your equipment, your ability, and your talents. You have to really be able to read the ocean well and have a high ocean IQ. And that just comes with experience and putting the time in, watching the ocean, timing the sets, you know what I mean? There's a lot of factors when it comes to competing in these events. Are they breaking further out than they're sitting, or just not?
Right there.
Underneath or out the back?
Right there, underneath. We got it up behind. That's how good
That's the same.
When we rocked up that morning to the Nazaré event, the conditions were flawless. About as good as you can get for a big wave event. Man, even when it's glassy like that, it's still so bumpy for us surfers, especially with the jet skis in the way, and just the refraction off the cliff makes it so bumpy.
What the fuck?
Yeah! Fuck, why am I even wearing a jersey if I'm black? Fucking makes no sense. Thanks, dog. That was fucking quick.
Oh, you see Mitchell's wave he got?
You got a good one, yeah?
Such a nug.
Wow, dude.
Right with your fucking...
Fucking perfect out there.
Huh?
It's fucking perfect out there.
Are you frosting?
Frothing. Frothing. At this point, though, it's about controlling the froth, yeah? You don't want to expend too much energy before your heat.
Oh, we're ready. Look at that. Beautiful out there. It's not every day you get these conditions. Nazaré, so hopefully we're in the right spot. Right there, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody's good. It's just if you're in the spot, you're on.
The mindset is always go out and put on the best performance of my life. That's what I try to do every single session. Every time I put on a jersey, it's go out there, position, commit, and absolutely perform at the highest level.
Behind, so a lot of action. Nic Lamb here out of Santa Cruz, and a glassy bowl as he just cruises through this inside.
Actually has a nice wall, just a little turn there, yeah.
Nic Lamb, he's been the standout so far in terms of commitment and scores, and here he is again, and a nice drop. Just see using those legs to get that control and that feel. Just kind of finessing it through a tricky section in the wake of the ski as well.
New season, new year, new opportunity. Body felt really, really good going into this first event.
Frania, let's go in live action. It's a big wave from Nic Lamb. It's a bomb as he grabs the rail from the takeoff. Look to be setting a line across that one. Lovely attacking line across the wave, and he's gone a long way down here.
It's a very difficult wave to ride in that there's so much going on. High risk, but high reward too.
Here we go, we got live action. Looks like Nic Lamb again. And he goes down. And the commitment from him has been unbelievable. And he attacked that one as well.
Wiping out or falling in Nazaré, like I said, occasionally, we're trying to balance on water. You're gonna fall sometimes, and when you do, it hurts. Sometimes it feels like you hit cement. You hit cement and then you went down a stream and then went through a waterfall and then fucking had like an entire mountain just mow you over. And then if you're lucky enough, you spiral up to the surface if you have enough flotation on. The water safety came in to get me, and he came in so hot too last minute, and there wasn't enough time for him to pick me up before the wave exploded right in front of me. I mean, I thought there was enough time. He had, you know, another idea and ended up U-turning and taking off, and I just got fucking blown up. Luckily, the water safety's there, and those guys are trained cowboys, absolute legends in the water. They put themselves in harm's way to come and grab us. The behind-the-scenes heroes, really.
One down, two more to go.
How was it?
Fucking amazing. Conditions are so good out there. Doesn't look bumpy when you take off. It's like roadblocks. Just do. Got to use the knees for the shock absorbers. Fun though. Ready to go.
Ready for the next one?
Yep. Fuck, it's going off out there, huh?
The event was historical, it was incredible. It was definitely one of the best big wave events in history. And there were 10-point rides going down, guys were getting barreled. It was incredible.
You caught a bunch of waves out there, energy really high. How much of that is like tactics coming in, or how much is it just surfing the waves that come to you?
You know, out there, my goal is to go out there and catch the biggest wave that comes to me. If you go for a smaller inside wave and get clipped on the inside, you could break your board, break your leash, and that eats up a lot of time in the heat. So it's really about just positioning, holding your ground when you see one of those peaks come at you, spin and go.
Mate, good luck for your semi-final. Look forward to seeing you surf again.
Thank you, my man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, boys.
California, baby. What's up?
Nazare as a wave, as a whole, is absolutely gonna bring the sport to pop culture. The waves are massive. The wave is perfect from 2 foot to 150 foot and everything in between.
I might actually shift my positioning over to the left a little bit more. It seems like that's where a lot of the energy's funneling in. Try to maximize the score over there.
Let's go in live action. It's a big wave from Nic Lamb. It's a bomb as he grabs the rail from the takeoff.
Perfectly executed. Just a nice down the line. That is a full speed attack. Nic Lamb.
For my heat in the semifinal, I felt good. I had played the positioning game where I'd waited outside for the larger waves and caught one. It had taken the whole heat essentially to catch that one wave. And then by the time I paddled back out, I needed a backup score and there was about 2 minutes left on the clock and the ocean went quiet. There weren't any more opportunities for me to get a score, so I had to take the equal eighth and on to the next.
It's going to be a little too late for Nic Lamb. There it is. Lamb will just jump from 6th to 5th. And that would be an official result then, with Nic Lamb and Jamie Mitchell out of the mix, along with Kai Lenny just short of requirement.
Bad luck, man. Yeah, it was kind of a slow heat. So I just tried to scramble in the end and catch whatever I could. I caught one all right wave. There was so much tracks from the jet ski that cut right across my path on the wave. So bumpy. I just needed a backup score and it didn't come. That's how it goes sometimes. The ocean, she's unpredictable, beautiful. Today was a fucking fantastic day though, right? I mean, the conditions unreal. I'll take this result in stride and get better and move forward.
My body felt really good, my boards felt really good. They were new boards, but I had been there adjusting for a few weeks prior. So I felt really good, everything felt great. It was a beautiful day. Just in that semifinal heat, I had gotten one really good score and I needed a backup score and time ran out. And that's, that's how it goes sometimes. I decided to play the waiting game over the active game in the back half, and I paid for it. So we're back home here in Manhattan Beach, sunny, beautiful California. Just here hitting refresh, getting back to training, collecting my boards, and trying to learn from the last event, because if I'm not winning, I'm trying to learn. After the Nazare event, like a few days after everything kind of settled down, we started looking at our phones and looking at the forecast, and we're like, oh my God, look at this beast headed straight towards Jaws. And I'm like, looking at the numbers, I'm like, they're gonna call the event. And then sure enough, I get an email, moments later. They're all, Jaws is happening next week. We know Nazare was just a few days ago. Let's go, it's on.
And it looks like the boys made it. Sweet mama.
Travel with these giant 10-foot board bags. The hardest part of our job is getting there.
Never looked so good.
We get about a 72-hour notice to book your ticket, pack your bags, get to the airport, and get on that flight.
Back to the Jaws Challenge at Peahi as we shift gears into the men's competition. Round 1 heat run with Billy Kemper, Alex Botello, Ryan Hipwood, Grant Twiggy Baker, Russell Bierke.
I was on standby for that event because the year prior I had an injury to my knee and I wasn't able to compete, so I was essentially paying for it the following year. So I just showed up and I was ready to surf and I had all my equipment.
So are you bummed when you find out?
Yeah, there's nothing you can do, right? I'm not in charge. I have to go by what the commissioner says. And if he says, I'm fuck.
Right.
Whatever. No matter what, I'm always gonna show up. I've never pulled out of an event, and I always show up to surf, ready to compete and ready to win. And that's just kind of where my head's at. Coming back from Maui, from Jaws, arriving back here in Southern California. A normal week for me, back to work, back to training at Speed of Sport. The goal is to always be getting better. I'm never like in a camp to get in shape. It's just a lifestyle, like trying to become 1% better every single day.
Most of what we do is very scientifically based in terms of how the nervous system controls the body rather than traditional weightlifting. We place a greater emphasis on the ability to control the body better rather than just pushing a heavy weight. Yeah, there, good. And then repeat, good, just like that, good. Yeah, speed, there you go. Easier, there you go, speed, faster. Our basic philosophy is to challenge all aspects of the nervous system, the coordination, the timing, the speed, and the power. That's what we try to do here. We try to improve the way you move rather than just get you lifting heavy weights. So I've been probably doing this a little over 10 years, but I've worked with maybe 15 world champions, Olympic gold medalists, Donnie Nietes, who's basically the best boxer that ever come out of the Philippines next to Manny Pacquiao. He and I have trained together for several years. Rafael Dos Anjos from the UFC. Good, reach back just a little farther. Yeah. Like you're shoveling Yep.
I was attracted to come and connect with Speed of Sport and Coach Curson because of RDA, Rafael Dos Anjos. I saw his conditioning in the UFC, and I was like, fuck, this guy looks unstoppable. He looks relentless.
Fight. Hands up. Good. Keep going. Footwork. Good. Footwork. Good. Good. Good.
Like, the amount of pressure he would put on his opponents and the energy he had when he entered the cage, I was like, I gotta do what he's doing. I need to work with whoever he's working with. So I connect with Speed of Sport, Coach Curson, and you know, we're in this to win. This is my journey. I have to work hard, and we're headed towards gold.
It's a little brisk, right?
It's nice though.
Yeah?
It's good sprint weather.
It is good sprinting weather, you're right. You guys have your heart rate monitors?
Yeah.
You know these things don't work, right? No, you know, I've looked at it, they're off by sometimes up to 20, 30 beats per minute. You do know that.
But
No, that's it. Okay, who's ready to run?
Born ready.
Good, so I'm gonna record the first time, and then we gotta beat that every other time until we're gonna go until we don't beat it, basically.
Okay.
As we set the bar on the first one, we gotta match or beat it on each subsequent run. Set, go. Set, go. Sprinting is great, especially these short-term sprints. Well, one, it helps improve your anaerobic abilities, you know, and your power. Ready, go. Your cardiovascular conditioning, and it's specific to their sport. These guys' sports, a lot of short, repetitive movements, but with a duration of a break in between. Power and speed, you know, they do help develop speed. They enhance the output of the nervous system. Just great for overall coordination.
On the Big Wave Tour right now, there's 3 events. There's Mavericks in California, Nazaré in Portugal, and then Jaws in Maui. Nazaré happened in November, and then like a fucking week later, we had Jaws. So we had, you know, 2 out of 3 of the events, and we're basically just waiting for Mavericks to break. I ultimately just want to be in the ocean and be competing and be surfing, whether they're holding an event or not. And I think it's important to support these other events, like the one in Chile, the one in Peru, Pico Alto, the one in Spain. You know what I mean? Like, it's important to go support those events because good people are putting those things on, and it helps grow and foster the sport of big wave surfing. And it allows younger surfers to get in, whatever, or newer, fresher surfers, and it gives them an opportunity to compete. And fuck, at the end of the day, I just like competing in giant surf. Going into that event, I definitely wanted to make it there, even though I had short notice to fly over there, because I won the event twice, back to back, and I wanted to back it up for a 3rd time. So I'm like, fuck yeah, of course I'm gonna jump on this opportunity. You and the boat will take you outside the harbor, and the wave is actually just outside the harbor. It's like one of the coolest setups you'll ever see. It was freezing. Like, I had my hand gloves on and my fingertips were just like frozen little crispy tips. And you have your hoodie on, your sweater, your jacket. You know, you get called for your heat. You gotta grab your wetsuit out of your bag, pop it on the boat. The boat's rocking left and right. Getting suited up off a boat has always made me feel very ill, because I'm like, for whatever reason, I guess the exhaust makes me feel so sick to my stomach. So having to compete while feeling that way is really difficult and challenging. But you know, I've had some of my best wins off a boat, which is bizarre because I've just paddled out into the heats feeling just absolutely terrible.
Llega, ¿eh?
Así se han pasado toda la manga 4. Y atrás viene otra, ¿eh?
Avísame, si...
A ver, no la coge.
I went out to my heat and everything was going great. My board felt really good. I was getting good waves. I was in a good rhythm.
¿Qué control tiene sobre el maestro, hombre? Como aguanta como un titanial, ¿eh? Si es que sale siempre, ¿eh?
Won that heat and advanced through the semifinals and was like winning all my heats and made it to the final. And in the final, I needed 2 solid scores. I had 1 good score, and then everything kind of lined up, and then I needed a good wave at the very end, and I was sitting in position by myself at this other peak none of the other competitors were sitting on. And the wave came, and it came right to me. I spun and went, and I was like, fuck yeah, this is it right here.
Le da. Qué buena.
Hit this bump and like flew back, this phantom chop, and fucking got bucked off my board. As I was underwater, just in my head, like, that was it, you just fucking blew it. That was your shot, that was your wave, you would have had 3 in a row, that would have been historical. So fucking bummed underwater. And then sure enough, yeah, the heat ran out and that was it. I'm looking forward to coming back there this next following season and fucking winning that event again. I love that place.
It's a little windy, a little bumpy. Yeah, boys! What's up? I know. I put the 9.0 in the car. Dude, I drove by it and saw it after your call. I'm like, fuck, maybe, but it was, well, it's still getting lower, yeah? Yeah. You're right. Right now, we're kind of somewhere near Malibu. There's this little wave that breaks. It needs a super low tide and a giant swell, and that's kind of what we have right now. So I'm gonna go out there and go try to ride a few. Looks kind of fun. Do this right here. All one, baby. Dr. Bronner's. Dick and ball squeeze.
We're back in California just basically prepping for Mavericks and training and surfing. A week of just sleeping in my comfortable, amazing bare mattress bed. Seriously, that bed is the fucking best bed I've ever had in my life, hands down. I'm not just saying that because they sponsor the kid.
How many days have you been home from Spain?
Since Tuesday. So what's that, like 4 or 5 days? And now I'm just getting ready to go up to Mavs again. So it looks like there's gonna be some giant swells. Massive. 20 years ago, next year, it'll mark when Daryl Fleaver-Osco won the first Mavericks event, and he won $50,000. Fast forward 20 years ago today, we're winning $20,000, and the viewership is way up. The fuck is that? On the black side right there, it's showing in feet, 30 to 50, and then there's the interval, 19 seconds. Typically, the longer the interval, the further the swell has traveled. It harnesses more energy. Fucking historical. We look on the weather forecast and we see, boom, a huge red blob heading towards the west coast. I'm like, okay, it's on. Here we go. Let's go. And fucking, you know, take the trip, go up north. Hardest part of my job right here. This fucking big thing. Where's my assistant? Whether they run events or not, I go to these locations and surf these waves because I love being in the ocean at its most challenging and at its largest. I love seeing the ocean when it's just big and pumping and raw. It's not very often it's like this here. We knew looking at the forecast that it was going to be really smooth and like really beautiful that day. But you never really know, you know, weather predictions, it's got to be one of the most tough things in the world to do, right? So we just show up ready, prepared, and excited to surf and enter the ocean fresh with good equipment and go to work, really. Get up there and the waves were amazing. I mean, that was some of the best Mavericks I've ever surfed condition-wise, and we scored some really good waves. It was super fun. But they didn't call the event due to poor forecasting or bad calls. I don't know. I had some of the greatest waves I've had out there since I started surfing out there. Fucking who knows, whatever, who cares. I was just excited to surf and I was gonna show up regardless either way, event or no event. It's always packed out there, but I personally, like, I look at the crowd as like one person really. It's just, you know, it's me versus myself out there, and as of late, just kind of trying to figure out these new boards, which now I feel like I've got my footing right in them, so I'm feeling good.
Could have been ran as an event that day?
Look, I think you could always run events, whether they choose to or not. That's not up to me. I'm just focused on being in the ocean and capitalizing on it when she gives us an opportunity to ride massive surf, especially at some of these breaks.
Like the threads, huh? Pretty nice. Custom. Look at that. You got the name in there. Fucking drip, drip. Yeah, that shit's dope. I've been wanting that color for a while. We're on our way to Redondo Beach for the WSL Big Wave Tour Big Wave Awards. It's a compilation of all the best rides, biggest rides from the previous year, previous season. The season ended pretty anticlimactic. We didn't get to run the Mavericks Big Wave Challenge, which was a bummer. It didn't run the previous season and it didn't run this season. There was a sufficient swell. We had some fun days out there. They could have ran the event, they didn't. Whatever, it kind of just builds up more hype for when it does run. Drip, drip.
Believe it in the flesh, son. That's right.
At the end of the year, every single season, there's a Big Wave Awards where it's a collection of the previous year's largest waves, best waves, biggest barrel, wipeout.
Oh, this is crazy. I guess we walk all the way around over here. What's up, dudes?
Hello.
What's up? What's up? How you doing? Look at the leather jacket. Bad boy, Michael Jackson. Fuck, come on. I guess let's go do the walk and then come back. Where's my mark? Hey guys, how's it going?
How you been?
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah. Where do you want me?
So what are you nominated for?
I'm nominated for Performance of the Year.
Good category.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Nice sunglasses.
How you doing?
I roll hard.
She asked me what my favorite surf movie is. Raw Irons is my hands down favorite surf movie.
Okay, well,
Let's
go join the conversation here.
Come on, dude.
The California
It's a cowboy in the ocean right here.
This is the California kid.
That's right. With the Hawaiian cowboy. Yeah, the Big Wave Awards is always fun. You always get to see some of your friends, some of your ocean teammates, and it's definitely a crowd of like-minded people. You know, we all really love and respect the ocean, and we've all shared it with each other, like in some pretty dangerous moments. So it's, you know, forever etched into my memory.
I know you're up for like Super Athlete of the Year or something, huh?
Dude, I'm like 15th on the list, I think.
I had that once upon a time.
Are you in that one too?
No.
Are your biggest wave?
Wipeout, dog Fiji.
Oh my God, that thing was
that
that one almost killed you, huh? It looked like one of those ones where it rolls underwater,
It just
yeah?
kept, and then when I went down, it just kept like, it wouldn't let me get my head up.
What were you wearing?
I was wearing the impact vest and a pool suit.
So, okay, so just a standard, that's it?
Yeah.
And that wasn't?
I pulled the thing, the big cans, it just...
The big cans?
Nothing.
2, 1?
I pulled one.
Pull one and...
2, the air is just gonna come out.
Yeah.
Of it. I thought it popped at one point because I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, oh no, it's here.
Fuck.
And then after a while, I just said, I just hope they bring me back after I drown. I was like, I hope I just don't die.
That was the last
They can bring you up, bring you back.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to die.
Yeah.
And that was it.
No, you make it to the top and bring you back.
Then right there, as soon as I thought that, I broke the surface and the next one just went, whoo.
How's the next one?
I turned around and it was on me already. I was like, almost broke my neck. It hit me so hard.
The nominees for the 2019 Men's Best Overall Performance Award are...
My goal this year was just to requalify. And you have to requalify in the top 10 if you want to be seated in the following events the next year.
Billy Kemper, Hawaii, USA. Nic Lamb, California, USA.
My primary goal was just to requalify through the Performer Award so I can compete the following year, you know, injury-free.
For Men's Best Overall Performance Award, starting with number 15, Alex Patello. Number 14, Will Scudin. Coming in at number 13, Jamie Mitchell. Number 12, Albie Lair. Number 11, and earning a spot on the Big Wave Tour, Nic Lamb. Number 9 and 10, both earning a spot on the Big Wave Tour, Trevor Carlson.
The goal was to requalify, and you have to requalify through the top 10. And I was lucky enough to do that through my performance the previous year. So I requalified, so I was stoked, and I'm just happy to start this following year injury-free and fucking kick the door down.
Now, so the season's done. Mavericks didn't run. We all know that, right?
So wait, let me get it clear. Did it run or did it not run?
Yeah. All right. So now,
can we get you just really quick saying that it didn't run? One more time over in this camera. Look straight into lens. It didn't run.
That's loud.
Good. Can you hear this shit?
I gotta put it on auto.
Didn't fucking run. Didn't run. Didn't run.
I'll put all that in.
Didn't run. No, I'm here now. Yeah, it's not running.
Alright.
Is it running? No, definitely not.